Mijbil the Otter. Gavin Maxwell, July 15, 1914, September 7, 1969, was a British naturalist and author, best known for his non-fiction writing and his work with otters. He wrote the book Ring of Bright Water, 1960, about how he brought an otter back from Iraq and raised it in Scotland. The otter was of a previously unknown subspecies which was subsequently named after Maxwell. In this lesson, the author tells us how his life changed after he decided to domesticate an otter after he lost his pet dog. He takes us through his journey of adjusting, playing and traveling with Mijbil, or Midge, the otter, from Iraq to London, and how during this journey, he developed an inseparable bond with him. The story begins with the author traveling to Basra along with his friend. During their journey, the author expresses his desire to domesticate an otter because after he had lost his pet dog, life had become lonely for him. His friend suggested that he should get one from the marshes along River Tigris in Iraq. When they reached the destination, they found that only the friend's mail had arrived. After a few days, the friend left while the narrator was still waiting to receive his mail. Upon receiving it, he went to his room only to find an otter, brought to him in a sack, accompanied by 2 Arabs with a note. It was a gift from his friend. He named the otter Mijbil, or shortly, Midge. It took some time for Midge to open up and get acquainted with his surroundings. He was covered in mud to an extent that it took almost a month of cleaning and washing to reveal his actual color. Midge loved playing with water so much so that he even learned to open the tap on his own. He believed that each drop of water should be squished and splashed till the bowl had been emptied. Everything was going smoothly in Basra, but now it was time to fly back to London. British Airlines did not allow animals, so he had to book another flight that allowed Midge with the condition that he had to be carried in a box. The narrator put him in a box an hour before the flight so that Midge could get accustomed to it and then left for a quick meal. When he returned, he found that the box was still and Midge had created a mess by destroying the inner lining. As a result, blood was dripping out of the holes. Scared as he was, he hurried. They were far away from the airport and there were only 10 minutes left for the flight to take off. He cleaned it all, hurried in a cab and managed to reach just in time. He explained the series of events to a very kind and generous air hostess who advised him to keep the box on his lap. Gavin developed extreme admiration for the air hostess for she was very kind to him. As soon as he opened the box, the otter leapt out and disappeared, thereby creating a chaos. Passengers were frightened. A lady climbed up her chair and in an attempt to get a hold of Midge, the otter got himself covered in curry. The air hostess offered help and brought him back to Gavin and finally, they reached London. Midge was fond of playing with ping-pong balls and marble. He even developed a game with the author's damaged suitcase. It could keep him engrossed for a long period of time. Narrator took him for walks while taking the lead and played with him. People of London, being unfamiliar with otters, had wild guesses about what Midge was. Some thought it to be a baby seal, squirrel or even a hippo. The most shocking reaction came when a laborer digging the hole asked the author, "What is that supposed to be?"